There we go. Okay, we'll give everybody a few minutes to enter while I do the learning curve that is. Okay, it says delay. Oh, no, don't.
Are we live?
Yeah, right now. Sorry.
Live. Okay. And we're live.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. We're just going to give, where does this go? We're going to give everybody a few minutes to join in. Hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday. I'm sure it's not afternoon everywhere where you are. Maybe it's early morning.
I realized I'm repping Timmy's. And that's good.
You're repping Canada. We are located in Canada.
With the little Timmy's.
Yeah. We're very excited. Just a quick little intro. This is Gwynne Phillips. She is the director of my show. She's also a phenomenal actor and improviser and writer herself.
Too kind.
There'll be lots of time for you to talk about yourself. But I'm really excited to do this, you guys. So obviously I don't do live ever. I'm like, I don't know. I have a weird thing about like being a real person in front of an audience.
I think you're good at that.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Thank you. I really I'm comfortable around editing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm my best personality when I know it can be edited.
I disagree. I think you're very
really
charming live.
Do you like this sort of thing?
I'll find out.
Okay. Okay. Well, welcome you guys. This is an Ask Us Anything. We're actors, writers located in Toronto.
Yeah.
We wanted to kind of generally talk about this live show that we built together that's about to go on tour. But of course, if you want to just start flooding the comments with whatever questions you have.
Anything.
Ideally industry related.
Yeah, I mean, not anything, but.
Well, Gwyn's open.
I don't want to cramp anyone's style. If anyone has some really, who knows what people
off
want.
color.
Well, maybe not off color.
Right.
Let's say anyone can feel free and should feel accepted to ask anything.
I love that. It's an open space.
It's an open space.
Safe space. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the show. I guess maybe I'll start by giving. Should I formally introduce you? I feel like
I can introduce myself.
Yeah, that's
better.
easier.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Oh, don't want to shake the computer.
Yeah, shake it. They like that.
I'm Gwynne Phillips. I'm the director of Julie Yolke's Dying on the Outside. I'm an actor, comedian, sketch comedian specifically. And I am happy to be here. I've been doing comedy for over 15 years. I can't say. I won't say.
Can I just say?
Let's say 2 years.
You're never gonna admit this, but Gwynne is kind of sketch comedy royalty in not only just the Toronto scene and also the Canadian scene. It's absolutely true.
Thank you.
And so, what I maybe have never told her before is that I basically scouted you out a little bit. Here's what happened. I knew of Gwynne, loved her work. And
Danny DeVito, I love your work.
I love your work. And wanted to work with you in some capacity. So if you've ever seen, we did a video together. And again, I just cold DM'd you or something.
Yeah.
Is that what I did?
Yep.
And I was like, I got a video. And I forced you to be in one of my videos.
It was very, very fun.
We had a really good time.
It felt extremely natural.
Kind of departing,
mm-hmm.
I was like, do you want to direct my show?
And I was like, sure.
Because I had been working on it. I knew I wanted to do a live show. Basically, I've just been wanting to meet you guys, is what I kind of was excited to try and attempt to do. And so I wanted to take sketch from YouTube and bring it live, but I knew I couldn't do it by myself. So I found the best of the best. And here we are.
Nice.
Okay. Let's get into some questions, and then maybe that will kind of help fuel the discussion. We're going to go all the way back here. So MK Lebowski says hello from Vancouver. Can't wait to see you live here in May. That's very exciting. I'm gonna do 2 shows, baby. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
There's still tickets for the second show?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, great.
There's a lot of tickets.
But they might go quickly. So
let's see. Oh, stay strong in Canada, friends.
Yes.
Thank you. We're doing our best. Do you, Julie, actually appear in your show, or do you use a stunt double? That's very cute.
That's funny.
No, I do all my own stunts.
She does all her own stunts.
Yeah, that backflip.
There are lots of dance moments that
mm-hmm.
Not to spoil anything, but could turn into a stunt if it was performed incorrectly.
And I do all my own. Let's see. What do you recommend I wear to the show in Vancouver? Casual?
Well, I feel like Vancouver is always wearing sort of hiking gear. But maybe if they want to,
But like, there's no splash zone.
There's no
it's not like
splash
anybody's
zone.
gonna get their like outfit ruined.
No. But I don't know. It's pretty casual.
I
But
think
it's
cash.
also slightly theatrical. So it really depends on what you enjoy to wear.
Also, I will say I do want it to feel like a special night.
Yes.
It's like a night out. So
Yeah, like maybe slightly more formal than usual.
Slacks.
Maybe not like athleisure.
I was gonna say like they should wear slacks.
Oh, they
and a
should wear
blouse.
slacks as opposed to athleisure.
I agree. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Is a tour coming over to the UK?
Well,
What
Julie?
do we think?
Well, I would say yes.
What do we think? Yeah, Gwyn says yes.
As a UK citizen.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah, we can go over there. It's much easier to work in the UK than it is in the States.
Yeah.
It's something that we've been talking about for a while.
Yeah.
I think it will just have to wait till probably next spring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because this tour will be like taking up
this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. So the hope is UK. Hope is like maybe Edinburgh Fringe.
That would be the best.
That would be really cool.
That would be the best.
If
any Edinburgh Fringe producers are watching,
slip into my DMs.
Yeah.
And I've lost. Okay, we might have to start answering some questions.
Okay, we have a lot.
Any show plans for the US? From Kev? Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Problem, and initially there was the idea that we would go to the US and it would be easier.
Things change.
It's genuinely too challenging right now. So we'll just have to wait for stuff.
We'd love to eventually, but yeah.
But for now, you're just gonna have to fly to Vancouver.
You are.
Okay, where is Drunk Julie or Hi Julie? Lol. She's always here in some capacity.
Oh yeah.
Is cereal a soup, Gwyn? I'm
Is
gonna let you
cereal a
answer that one
soup?
while
I would say absolutely not. As a soup connoisseur, I mean, I could see how one might think it was a soup, but I consider soup to be hot.
Do you consider yourself a soup connoisseur? I
Yes.
didn't know that about you.
I love soup. Soup is one of my favorite. Pho is like my favorite food.
Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna get that for you for your birthday.
Okay.
Real question: are the SNL audition skits legit? So I actually have auditioned for SNL 3 times now. They're all real. Like I work so hard on those.
What do
tapes.
they mean by are they real?
I think they're asking like, are the audition tapes that I post on YouTube the real ones
is it
that I
actually
submitted?
for SNL? Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I work so hard on them that I'm like, yo, if they don't want me,
Oh yeah.
at least you guys might.
Well, after you guys see this show live,
have you ever auditioned for SNL?
you know what? I have not.
What are your thoughts on that?
I was asked to audition a couple times, not by them.
Oh, okay.
Just my manager being like, please do this.
Yeah.
And I felt like I don't know, I like doing my own sketch so much. And I like having the control to tour and write and perform all my own stuff and own all of my own material. I'll say that. I like that.
That's the spooky thing is if you create a character under their umbrella, it's their character.
That's what I'm told. But I also would love to do it. But
I mean,
I know there's an SNL starting in the UK.
That's true. It's bittersweet. It's kind of like there's that allure of SNL, and it's like, oh, it seems so cool. Like that's where like everyone amazing got their start. But it's also just like not in the cards for a lot of us. And like you have to be a really specific type of improviser and writer.
You do.
For that. Because it's like collaborative, but it's also very, very competitive. Like half of the job. I remember I watched an interview with Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah.
Because he used to be a writer for them. And he left very quickly. Because he was like, I'm not a good pitcher. Like I can't pitch my material.
You have to be able to pitch.
And so I couldn't get anything made.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm not a great writer. And I'm a bad pitcher. I just wouldn't want to be in that microscope.
They do it very differently in the States with sketch, where usually they have the sketch writers, like at UCB, they have writers and then the performers. So they have like the sketch troupe who perform the writing that the writers do. And then in Canada, it's often like the sketch writers perform what they write.
Yeah.
Which is, I find it to be more, when I'm watching sketch, I like to know that what I'm watching has been written by the person performing. Not always.
I think that's how you get the best version.
Well, yeah, because it's so truthful and you're like, wow, that person really wanted to say this for some reason, even if it's really weird. We can start going.
Yeah, Steven is asking what characters appear in the live show. Had to imagine me or Julie showing up.
I don't know what you want to say and what you don't.
Well, actually, this is kind of like a good little segue. I mean, we'll get back to the questions in a second, but so the show is sketch comedy. I had a bunch of people asking me when I started stand-up, and I haven't started. I'm not a stand-up comedian by any means. The show is basically taking what I do on YouTube and bringing it to live theater. So it's built out of 13 sketches. I play all the parts, and yes, you see Mary Julie. I'll give you that little spoiler, but I won't ruin anything else. I did want to talk a little bit about our process, about how we wrote the show, because there was a lot of things that didn't make the cut.
There were a lot of things,
and I wanted to run them by you to see if you remembered what they were.
I remember one of them.
Yeah, name it.
Clothing swap.
Oh yeah, that one didn't make the cut. Well, that one actually
that
is
one
on
was
YouTube.
Already a sketch. Yeah, and I really wanted to show the characters that Julie is known for on YouTube without just doing some of the sketches. And like, I wanted it to be either a new take on them, or, you know, a little bit of a different, you see a different side of the character, you know, just to give people who are big fans of, you know, for instance, Drunk Julie, or, you know, there's many characters that you guys love, just to kind of see different aspects of that character, you know?
Yeah, she didn't have. That's like I think it's called The Worst Woman at the Clothing Swap. It's on YouTube here. She just didn't have any dimension, and we kept trying to make her work.
We kept trying, and I feel like we had other characters that I don't want to say in case I'm ruining the surprise, that were to me just a little more interesting. And I wanted to see Julie play a character that you will see in the show.
So we had one idea where it was the PR person for the stabbing of Caesar.
That's right.
That one's still so funny. I think we just didn't go. I think we wrote that down, and then we were like, we had a bunch of other stuff.
Yes.
But that's still so funny to me.
Yeah, there were a lot that conceptually I liked, and then we had other characters that were there. There were other characters that I just thought were more kind of like good for you specifically to play. That I thought this is either a challenge for you to play, something you think you can't play, something that no one has seen you do before, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, then we had another one that was the Walls of the World vent.
Oh yeah,
remember it was like the Great Wall vents, or sorry, the Great Wall of China vents with the Berlin Wall, who vents with like the American Mexico Wall.
Yeah, all the walls were venting,
and they were like very anti-open concept.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah. That could be a good one. You could shoot that.
We should just do that as a sketch. That one's really funny. What else do we have? We had a bank robbery that eventually evolved into a different sketch that is in the show.
Yes.
We also had this idea, and I think logistically it was just too difficult, but in our next show I want to do it.
Okay.
Is where we had like video commenters in real time be projected behind.
Oh yes.
But like the comments got like more and more deranged.
It was like the comment section going crazy.
Live.
Yeah, that was good. It's kind of like if we live broadcast this, because I'm seeing some of your comments and they are inappropriate.
Are you? No. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay, so who's your most popular character / most popular skit? I'm assuming you're asking in the show. I think the one that is the favorite is probably the song. There's
another character that I don't want to spoil.
Okay.
Because if I say what the character is, it's going to kind of give away the sketch.
Can you talk about your show? I just watched Gwyn and her creative partners show at Toronto Sketch Fest, and it was so funny.
I'm in a sketch troupe called the Templeton Philharmonic. We're a duo with Brianna Templeton, and we just did Toronto Sketch Fest, and Julie came, and it was great.
And it was so funny. I want to talk about your characters.
Okay.
Can we talk about the foot cream ladies?
Yeah.
How did you come up with that? Well, they haven't seen it, so now I've got it like you give.
Well, I can give a quick.
Okay.
Basically, it's just two sort of, I don't know what era they're in, but it says that they've been selling Cindy and Barb's foot cream since 1991, and that is that's their business, and they're located just off the highway, and it's how do you describe them? I guess sort of out of touch, women who are trying their best
to like stay current, but are also stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. Like they say things like, we just like to inform you that we are not racist.
Yeah.
We also serve the homosexual community. Like they're really trying their best, but you know, I see them as sort of elderly women who are really trying, older white women trying their best to bring their foot cream business up to the modern day.
What I love about sketch and like just even that example is that when you're doing live theater sketch, so you guys, everybody I'm sure here watches TikTok, you obviously watch YouTube, like the sketches you see there usually have like one hook that brings you in.
Yeah.
In terms of like the formula of the writing, it's like one hook, there'll maybe be a turn somewhere. On TikTok, no, nobody even bothers with that. And then you've got like a bit of a button that's maybe a surprise.
Yeah.
Very, very formulaic. We're all used to it. But when you do sketch live in person, that formula doesn't work. It's too simple. So like what Gwyn's describing, like the detail that's gone into like the character development, the fact that they're tone deaf, they're selling this foot cream, they're embalmed in the 90s. Like there's so many layers that I have learned that you have to add.
Yeah, I feel like in a live sketch, you have the game of the scene, which is what eventually you realize what's happening in the scene. You're like, oh, this is what the game of the scene is. Yeah. I see. It's about these women who sell foot cream who are kind of like out of touch. But then eventually it's revealed that, you know, one of us has been through embezzlement and the other one, you know, like it's very, it takes you to a different place. And you can do that in film sketch as well. But I feel like when you are in front of a live audience, there's obviously an energy. And people, once you feel the audience kind of catching on to what's going on, you have them, they're watching the whole time. You can't really make edits. You have to heighten it as much as
you have to amp it up. I'm trying to think of an example, and the only one I can think of is like that's like super popular is the SNL Papyrus sketch. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
So that one's an incredible sketch. I mean, it went absolutely viral, and I have no notes, except that I don't think that it would work live.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, obviously, it's a bad example. I already said it's a bad fucking example, but because the shtick of it you get right away, and then you get lost in this like world of cinematography, and it looks so real, and then the guy descends into madness, and then that's the game of And but you already knew the game in the first 5 seconds. It just was a very beautiful sketch to watch. That wouldn't work.
You have a lot of freedom in live sketch to do things that you can't film because they'd be too expensive. It would take too long. You know, like a few of your sketches. You know, there's I don't know how much you're supposed to.
You said go for it.
There's a sketch where it's kind of a spy scene, let's say, sort of like the Mission Impossible grabbing the diamond.
Yeah, or entrapment.
Or entrapment, yeah. There's sort of this type of scene that would be, if you were to film this, it would be extremely expensive.
Right, yeah,
you know, like, so when you do it on stage, you have a lot of freedom to kind of build the world. Like the world building of the sketch is important. And once you kind of, the audience will go there with you. All you need is like a song, like a music cue. And you need to tell them where you are by like your body language, your character, and then people will go, oh, I guess this is a spy scene and we're on the side of a building, or you know, whatever.
Totally. People are totally willing to suspend their disbelief in a way that they aren't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I've got a green screen right here.
Right, got green screen
because
here.
It's like
do whatever you want.
You want to be at an airport, you have to show the airport. You can't just be in your house. Somebody says after the tour is over, will there be a recording of the show available for purchase? That's a great question.
DVDs.
My husband Sam is so into Blu-rays.
Listen, lots of people love Blu-rays and DVDs. I bet
he's like he thinks that we could sell Blu-rays.
Would you guys buy Blu-rays?
No, don't. Nobody say yes. You will not, because then you're going to fuel him, and he's going to think this Blu-ray business.
Maybe there will be a link that you could purchase the link. Or I don't know.
Yeah, nobody has we have a Blu-ray player. We're the only people.
Yeah.
I don't know. TBD. My gut is telling me probably not, and I know that's probably not the answer you wanted to hear. But the whole point of me doing this experiment and doing this show has been to connect with you guys,
Yeah.
connect with people, to share something for one night only where we're all in the same space together and we
Yeah.
all get to share in something special. And I think that, well, first off, I think that by filming it, we obviously take away that special
Oh, yeah.
spark. But then also, I don't think it's going to read very well.
No,
on
you
film.
you lose a lot of the magic that you get in live sketch when
Yeah.
you film it. It never quite. It's like when you see a recording of a theater production, and it's like, okay, this kind of is cool, but
Yeah.
you know, the show is really built for a live audience, so you'll get a lot when you come to the show. It is a very theatrical sketch show. It's not just like, you know,
Yeah.
all right, now we're in a convenience store. Like, it's very like, it's built
It's
like
a-
a theatrical show.
Exactly. It's a play. But you're absolutely right. Yeah. It's like, you don't want to watch a filmed play.
You don't want to watch a film play unless that's the point, and even then, I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like that might not be good.
Sorry, just wanted to.
Should we go even faster? How much?
No, we're doing great.
Okay.
And for anyone new that's joined, hi, welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Julie, Gwyn. We're talking about my live show that Gwyn directed. And we're diving into any questions that you might have about it. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful day. Somebody says, will we be adding additional cities? I'll be seeing you in Calgary. I'll see you. This is from RA.
See you in Calgary.
We are adding Hamilton, Ottawa, and Montreal.
Can we say that again for people in the back? Hamilton, Ottawa, Montreal.
Do we know the dates yet? No. Early fall.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. We're very excited to take it this direction, and then hopefully in the spring of next year. Oh my God, that's 1,000 years away.
Yeah.
We'll be doing the Maritimes. Can I just say,
I'm going there next week.
Are you really?
Well, I'm going to Halifax.
Oh, humble brag.
Sorry.
Are you for work?
Nope.
Oh,
Just to
have a good
visit
time.
some pals, and I've never been to the East Coast, so you know.
Oh, you're gonna have the best time.
I'm excited. I'm gonna have lobster. I'm gonna go to Peggy's Cove.
Oh,
Maybe Lunenburg.
Lunenburg, you must.
Must.
I love the East Coast. I was gonna say it has been so hard to book theaters.
Really?
Yes.
Well, anyone from the East Coast who's watching, get
is
your
something-
friends to.
This is
put in a
something
good word.
I knew nothing about before doing live.
In general, it's been hard to book, or just in the East Coast?
In general. No,
Well,
in general.
If you're not
because,
known as a theater
That's why.
artist,
That's
then
why.
they don't know what to make of you. Essentially.
I made like a whole little like video of here's who I am. This is what I do. This is what the show is. I've got like clips from the show that I've been sending these theaters. And it's like, unless you are a name in comedy, that
She will be after the tour.
Oh, Jessie Cruikshank. Yeah, we know her, like, because she's on tour
Yes.
right now. Yeah, it's been really hard to book theaters.
Well, honestly, the tour has barely begun. So now that the
Yes.
tour is underway,
Yes.
and they'll see, you know,
Yeah.
how all of you will be coming, and then
All of you will be coming.
and then
Isn't that
people
crazy?
will go, wow, look at how many
Mhm.
shows she sold out, and then people will be like, we gotta get her.
We got it. They're asking, is Gwyn going on this tour?
Am I?
I think you're coming.
I'm coming to some of them. I may not be able to come to Vancouver anymore, but I am hoping to come to many of them. And of course, I'll be coming to Ottawa, Hamilton, Montreal for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Montreal's going to be such a vibe.
Yeah. I'm going to do my best to be at, if we go to the UK, I'll be there for sure, of course.
I love that. Yeah, we're going to make time for the farthest one. Yeah, of course. WL is asking for the meet and greet. Do you anticipate time for a photo and autograph, or just focusing on one? Totally. Time. Yeah, there's
Yes.
lots of time. There's time to chat, to meet, to.
After every show, there's a meet and greet, right?
There's a meet and greet, and it's 50 tickets or 40 tickets. It's a small enough group because I wanted to make sure that we absolutely had time for that. We had time to meet. We could talk a little bit about the show. We can do an autograph. We can do a picture. Yeah, it's not going to be like a go.
And there's show specific merch.
Oh yeah, I got t-shirts. I don't
Which
have
is
them here,
what
but
you can only get them at the show, right?
yes.
So there you go.
I wanted it. I know it sounds so like not elitist, but like only the people coming can get this stuff. But I really like.
No, I like that.
I have kind of an ick. I have like an ick for like online only stuff right now.
Yeah.
And I think there's like there's something that's been lost about like just having something special.
Oh, absolutely.
Together.
I mean, when you go see a band, you can only get the band T-shirt at the show. So why?
Yeah, right.
I think.
Oh yeah, Fagin. Just going back to our SNL comment says like, please don't destroy.
Yeah.
They did a really good job of like building them as a writing group, and
I love them.
They're so good. Oh, and then lots of comments on SNL. I'm so sorry, you guys were so behind.
Oh, sorry.
So sorry. So TK says, I'm so excited about your shows to take on the world. Waiting for Toronto again in the future. Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Adventure Arik says SNL in the UK, they don't even have free speech. Would be an even worse SNL if that's possible. I don't know though, because the British are kind of known for their humor.
They are. I think it would be great.
I think it would be really. I think what would be really cool about it is that it would be different.
Yeah.
I think if there was like an SNL Canada, there would be this constant like
comparing to the US one.
Of like, yeah, exactly. Whereas with the British one, they can just like fuck off and do their own style of comedy, and it can be totally separate. A Wedgie Master 2 says, hi, who is your most popular character or skit?
Love Wedgie Master 2.
So yeah, we touched on that a little bit. I think the one that's probably most known that you see in the show is Me or Julie.
Yeah. Me or Julie's in the show.
Yeah.
There's a new.
Well, sorry,
I would say. All I'm gonna say is
you got other favorites.
Bike.
Oh, Bike.
All I'm gonna say is Bike, and I think she might be up there.
My top favorite, or sorry, the like most popular video I have right now online is my toddler videos.
Oh yeah,
where I try and replicate what my son does.
I love that.
And what's sad is that they're all very real.
I love those.
Nothing is made up. Any plans to bring the tour to Edmonton? Not yet. We're just doing Calgary. That was kind of, I didn't want to like blow our load and like book way too many theaters and have nobody come. So I'd aired on the
Edmonton though, we know loves live theater and comedy.
Yes.
We know this.
Yes.
We know they love the Fringe Festival, and we know they love improv. So
exactly.
I would say we should do Edmonton eventually.
Okay. Now we're moving down. Okay. Oh, Sam, my husband says physical media.
Physical media. Yes, Sam. Don't worry. We'll get your Blu-rays.
He's listening. Shit.
We'll get your Blu-rays.
Nobody talk about it. We're not doing this whole Blu-ray thing. No. Okay. Nyplid says, I went to a Robin Williams show. He had strictly enforced no video policy.
Yes.
Yeah.
We also have a no video policy.
Present. Yeah, we do. I think it's really cool. I mean, it's hard because like you want to promote the show, so you're like, promote it, tell people to come, but also don't take any pictures or videos.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be special. Because we do want you to come and for it to be a surprise.
Yes. And you'll feel very like exclusive when you have seen a show, and other people are like, "Did you get any video?" And it's like, no, it's only available live.
It's only available live. I know. Isn't that like,
that's the beauty of
something
theater.
Sexy about that. Something like alluring.
I'm pretty sure when I saw Cabaret, we either had to like give our phones to them at the front and they were locked away, or we had to like, there was something where they were locked. We had to lock them.
Oh, I love that. Like the Masters.
Yeah.
Do you know they take your phone?
Oh, do
Masters? They? Yeah. You just got to be present.
Golf? You have to be
present
very
for golf.
Present for golf.
Okay, Joshua says, Julie, I have seen your movies. Oh, thanks. I'm sorry for you. Would you team with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler? Dude,
the answer is yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I've done like a ton of interviews for like the PR for this tour, and I did one this morning. Every single interviewer has asked me, do I want to get back into film and TV?
Back in?
As if I'm not actively like raking at their door.
Well, I've got news for them. Theater is currently where it's at.
I mean, theater is where it's at, but
lots of actors are on Broadway at the moment.
I think it's so funny that
she's in film and TV currently.
Well, no, I actually haven't worked in almost 2 years. Like I've done like bits and bobs of jobs, but I'm auditioning all the time. Nobody wants me.
It's a hard business. In case you guys don't know, we're in a very hard business.
Yeah.
But she's always doing her own. Constantly doing her own film and TV.
Yeah, I just think that's so funny. Do you want to get back into film and TV? It's like dude, I'll take a fucking commercial.
Yeah,
I will do a Kleenex commercial.
Listen,
I do anything.
This is the world we're in.
Yeah. It's a weird. Anybody here an actor? Anyone here like or in the industry in any sort of way? I'd love to know your stories.
Hi from Germany.
Chris says, "Will you be offering investment advice?"
Oh.
I don't think I'm the person for that. Do you have investment advice?
No, but one of your characters might.
Oh, well, who?
Well, not really. I was gonna say, you know who? It's April.
Oh yeah. Oh, she would.
Yeah,
wouldn't she? I don't have investment advice, although I don't think the stock market is where you want to be right now.
No,
that's my one thought. Okay, a quick little hello, everybody, to anybody new. I'm Julie. This is Gwyn.
Hi,
we're in Toronto. We
Yes.
are talking all things my live show. Gwyn is the director. Now you're caught up. Okay, we've got a hi from BC.
Hi, BC.
Somebody says YouTube is work. Yeah, it is.
It's
its
work.
own work. I just think it's so funny that like people are like, oh yeah, and
would you like to get back into it?
What would you like to do in film and television? And it's like literally anything, whatever they'll. Sorry, I'm dealing with these like.
Yeah, would you mind please getting your stunning curls out of the way?
Okay, I'm from the
One guy says he works at Warner Brothers.
Currently working at Warner Brothers.
Hey,
how is that going? The Warner Brothers. I just saw Mickey 17, which was a Warner Brothers movie by Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah,
it was amazing, but I heard it's not performing well.
Oh, weird. Was Warner Brothers sold to someone?
We'll ask.
I guess. And also it's Warner Brothers UK, so I don't even know how that works. But
this person does tech for post-production, but very far from the talent end of things. Yes. Oh, I've got a funny anecdote. I went to an ADR session.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, like when you film a television show or a movie, sometimes the sound will be messed up or they'll miss something, and then you have to go in later and add in
additional dialogue recording.
Exactly. That's what it stands for. And I had just had my son, and we did not have any care for him. So I had to bring him with me. And they were like, oh, well, he can't be in the booth with you. And I was like, yes, obviously. And so I was just like, can someone at the front just look after him? Because I was sure that I would only need to be there for like a or like a one-line thing, and then I'd be out. Because generally my sessions are always so fast. And so I leave my brand new baby with the receptionist. And I go in, and it's like 3 pages of lines after lines. And we get like a page through, and the receptionist comes in. She's like, can you come get the baby? He's screaming.
Oh,
he's sweaty.
No.
It was a disaster. And I'm convinced that I'm blacklisted because I keep bringing my son. I did a commercial audition.
Blacklisted from who?
Everybody. From the whole industry, because they're like, she keeps bringing her fucking baby.
Well, maybe childcare should be more affordable.
Well, it just wasn't an option. He was so brand new. There was like one commercial audition I did, and do you know Franco Nguyen?
Yes.
From the Tall Boys?
Yes.
So I got to the casting room with my brand new baby. I was like, Franco, like, you have babies. Can you take him while I go in?
Oh my God.
And he was like, okay. And so I just gave Franco my baby. And
to be fair, your baby is very cute. And if I hold your baby, I'd be like,
yeah. But it was chaos. And I come out and like, he's just like screaming. And yeah. Working mom is not always the most fun. I won't do that again. Okay.
Come to Brazil.
Sing us the Milk song. No, you have to come to the show.
You have to come to the show to see that.
Somebody asked again, is the tour coming to the US? Plans are hopefully. There's some like very obvious restrictions now, but also just generally getting a visa to go to the States to even perform a show is very, very difficult. And it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So that can be hard to justify because you have to spend what is it usually, like $10,000?
Yeah.
$10,000 to get a visa just to come there. So
and people coming here from the US don't have to do that.
Not at all. I know their performers, like their comedians and whatnot, can just come and perform, and
that's why we have so many of them come here.
Yeah. Just a bit of a sore spot.
Yeah.
Come to Brazil. Oh, we'd love to. Gwyn would come on that one.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've got Casper saying your writing is the unsung hero, as easily as good as your acting. Oh, thank you. When it comes time to act, do you ever surprise yourself with an interpretation funnier than originally imagined while writing?
Huh.
That's a great question. I think yes. I think that there's like a certain, you get on a certain thread when you're writing and you go, this is what the joke is. This is like the pinnacle of how funny it could be. And then what I love doing is I love writing and then putting it away and giving yourself a couple days.
Oh, yeah.
Because you come back to it and you go, oh, actually.
But also I would find that Julie would perform what she had written. And as she was performing it, I would say like, oh, stop, something you did there just made me think we should add this moment or this.
Right.
Add a little something here because it seems like you're naturally already going towards that,
Right.
Like,
you've got that kind of outside perspective.
Yeah, like sometimes she would instinctually do something and I would just say, oh, keep doing that or add to it or, improvise something there. And
watched Secret Society last night. Pleasantly surprised you were in it. What am I in it? Was I?
Huh.
I think I was cut. What role did you see? There's been a couple things that I've done.
I thought you were cut, but you're not?
No, I think I am cut.
Oh.
Maybe, but it's still on my IMDb.
Oh.
Cut from The Boys. That was the saddest one because I did a full day on The Boys. That Amazon show.
That's hard.
You know what was really fucked about that?
What?
Is I did a full day, had a great time, role was cut, it happens.
It does happen a lot.
Still put me in the credits.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what sucks about that is that I can't re-audition for that show.
Because you're in the credits?
The minute they put you in the credits and it becomes one of your IMDb credits, you can't re-audition.
Even if you're cut?
Even if you're cut. I know. We were like, I didn't appear in it. But that's the casting rule.
That's too bad.
I know. Okay. Anush says, why is it so hard for you to get jobs and fill theater knowing how good you are and who they're casting? I don't get it.
That's the biggest mystery of all.
I don't get it either. I don't get it either. I think that what do you think?
Well,
we're both in the trenches of this industry.
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
I think there is a trend towards cheaper production, non-union. People the budgets are smaller. Nobody wants to pay for anything. No one wants to take chances on new writers. And it's hard when you're a writer and you're trying to sell stuff because people don't want to risk anything. They want a surefire, they want talent that they know will sell, so if it means hiring the same 5 people over and over, they will do that because they just figure, well, that's the way that we're going to make money on this. But unfortunately, it leaves a lot of people kind of in the States. They have a better star system. We don't really have a star system here the way that the States does. The States really kind of and the UK as well, really bolsters their talent and helps them grow. But Canada is still working on that. I think that there are a lot of opportunities here. A lot of stuff films here, and more stuff will be filming in Toronto, which is great. Mm-hmm. But I think that we have a lot to. There's a lot that we don't do. Great here.
There's a lot we don't.
I think we're. Yeah. I hope it gets better as the years progress, but.
Yeah, just to echo off that, there's a system in place in Canada right now, with traditional broadcasters, where they'll have names that have been approved by executives, and for them, and it's not to say that they're lazy necessarily, but their budgets are so constrained that they have to go with the surefire win. So if they've got those 5 actors that have been approved by network, and they know they're going to be approved again, and they know that they did great on that show, that they're the one that they're going to hire. Now, I even hate saying that because we love all those people. It's such a small community. I'm not one of them. I feel like you're becoming. Listen, in a place.
It's hard. I've been doing this for a long time, and it still feels like every job you get is the first job you've ever had, kind of thing.
That was just the conversation I had with Danny Kind, who, if anybody knows Working Moms, she's like the redheaded mom in Working Moms, and Emma Hunter.
Yeah.
two of Canada's like top comedy talent. And we were talking about how, you do a job that you think is like going to be a stepping stone to the next job. But in Canada, you do a job that's up here, your next audition is going to be back.
Yeah, you're only
Back
as,
down
I
here.
mean, and I'd love to say you're only as good as your last show, but I don't even think
You're not
that's
as good as
true.
your last show. You are
You're not
back.
even, you're back to,
No.
you're, and people, I've had people say to me like, oh, you're doing this? Like, I thought you were above that. And I'm like, I don't have
know.
there is no way to be above. I also have a bit of an issue with that because as an actor, I think that no matter what role you get, you can make it interesting, even if it's a small, there are no small parts, only small actors. I really think that even if it's a small part, I've seen movies where I said that guy was the best part of the movie and he's in it for 1 second. So
Yeah.
I think you can make an impression even if you're given very little, but it's just when you're trying to build your career, it's kind of like, okay.
Totally. I mean, I agree with you. I think there's no part that I'm better than by any means. But like to give you an example, I think the first thing I booked after Run the Burbs. So Run the Burbs finished its 3rd season, did really well. I'm nominated for a CSA for my performance, which is insane. So like
and that's a stepping stone. Once you're nominated for a CSA, then people start going, oh,
who is she? Well, then I
Who
didn't
is
book
she?
a role for 4 or 5 months, and the first thing I booked was an silent on camera, basically a background role in a commercial. And what was crazy about that experience, again, I'm not better than being background, but it was also crazy because like it was at a time in my life where I was like, am I not? Shouldn't I get lines? But what was wild is that the way that the climate is in Canada right now, the guy that I was working opposite of, who was also silent, he had just come off The Flash. He was like a lead role in like The Flash in Vancouver. And I was like, is this the state of the industry that like we're both background actors and you're at like the height of your career? And he was like, this is all I could
bizarre.
get.
I know, it's so weird. But you have to just, I don't know. We have to just, this is why I think this show is so great.
This is why we have to like
make your own stuff.
Yeah.
And Julie works really, really, really hard. She honestly, like, there were, as you have this entire list of sketches that didn't make it into the show, like we just had so much material, but the show has to be an hour. So we kept it to an hour of the best stuff. And I really do think it's like, it's really solid.
Yeah, thank you.
So
yeah, it's why you
got to take control and make your own content.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to call this show content because it's not. It's a
it's its own beast.
It's its own beast.
Yeah, but
it's a live experience.
It's a live experience. But I think there's like, just to wrap up that conversation, it's like film and television in Canada is a very complicated industry. Yeah. And it is very segregated from the online space and very segregated from live. Whereas I feel like YouTube and live somehow work together really seamlessly.
Yeah.
That feels like a whole other beast that I'm still novice in, despite working in it for over 10 years.
Yeah.
It's a wild thing. Okay, sorry, that was a long tangent, but okay, this person says, how the heck are you so ripped with the baby work touring personal life? Oh,
yeah. How are you so ripped?
Genetics, I think. I think mostly genetics. I work out a little bit, but
also I feel like holding a child is a workout.
Dude.
Right?
Yeah, I gotta.
My friends who have
from it.
That's a ganglion cyst from me. But my friends who have kids, they're like ripped.
Yeah, that's very true.
They're holding like a huge bag of potatoes all the time.
I think the key is just balance, which sounds like the lamest answer ever, but just like finding ways to have balance in your life. I'm not a gym goer, but I don't do the gym, but you like balance what you eat, but I also fucking love to eat and play and drink and do all that stuff. So just having a good time. Somebody's still fighting show pass. This is Torless. I didn't see your first comment, so can you comment again? I'm really
maybe put that back in the chat.
Trish is saying I'll be in Toronto in June. Any shows? Not as of yet, but TBD. Who knows? Who knows?
Because we didn't know that Toronto Sketch Fest was going to pop up. And then, surprise.
That just happened. Yeah, exactly. Okay, any chance me or Julie can join you guys? Hold on, let me go
Yeah.
down a bunch of Crown Royal, and then
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
back.
She'll be back.
Okay. I had to go to LA to get jobs in Toronto. Adam is saying a lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. You go to LA and then you, when people find out that you were in LA or are based in LA, then they think, oh, you must be a hotshot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Revved up like a deuce, another roller in the night.
Are you still carrying that pizza box sideways? That's a reference to a video. There's like a video series I do in like a white void.
Oh,
I really love. Oh my god, this is gonna.
I love a white void.
Who wrote Waiting for Godot?
Oh my god, Camus.
No,
no, not Camus.
No. What's his name? Starts with B.
Oh my god!
Why can't I? Beckett. There.
Oh my god,
sorry,
Camus.
Sorry.
What am I thinking of?
I had an
era
where I was really into Samuel Beckett.
Beckett, of course.
And so there's like a series on my channel that just takes place in a white void that's very Waiting for Godot inspired. And then I made a short film actually called Miscarry, and it was about me having a miscarriage. It's not a comedy, it's very much a drama, but it's really inspired by Samuel Beckett. He has a play called Play. That is so good. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've never seen it. I've never seen any Beckett.
Really?
No.
Oh, this stuff is so good. Play. There's actually a video version of Play that you can see on YouTube, and it's so good. And you have to watch it like 4 or 5 times to understand what they're saying because they speak so fast. But I did like my homage to that in my short film. How are you planning on paying the new 84% comedy tariffs? I don't think there's comedy tariffs.
84%?
But no, we're just trying to stay strong here in Toronto, in Canada. Just trying to, which is nice because, there's like a nice kind of like collective loyalty.
Yeah.
Monte's asking, will Pulp Comedy make a comeback? Pulp Comedy was a sketch troupe that I had.
Oh yeah.
Myself. Pulp. Myself, Natalie Metcalf, Christian Smith, Michael Musey, Chardon Rosul, and Isabel Canan. That was
heavy hitters.
Thank you. That was such a good troupe, and we had some, really good content, but it was just too hard to sustain. And to be honest, when you have a bunch of heavy hitters, everybody's busy. Everyone's so
but that's
busy.
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
There's a very nice comment here from Matthew H.
Oh, you read it.
Thank you for the December show in Toronto. It was our favorite show in 2024. Your best friend gave me a few stickers while I was at the merch stand.
Oh, that's
Gina?
so sweet. Gina? Or was it my mom?
No.
My mom was
one of your best friends.
My mom was living high that night. She was like signing people's shirts.
You know that Julie's mom is also in the show.
My mom is in the show, and my mom is coming on tour with me. She's the one who's selling my merch.
So, Julie, I will give this way.
Yeah, okay.
Julie plays her mom in one of the sketches, and her mom is coming on tour, so you will be able to meet one of the characters.
Yes, agreed.
Even if you somehow can't get in the line to meet Julie, you can meet her mom.
You will meet my mom, and you'll go, oh, it adds up. It adds up. Okay, I think we're like close to wrapping up. But please flood the chat with any other questions you have for us.
Yeah, anything about the show, anything about Julie or myself in general.
To reiterate, so the show is going on tour at the end of the month. There are still a few tickets for Winnipeg. It's almost sold out. Calgary is sold out. The first Vancouver show is sold out, but there's tons of tickets for the second Vancouver show. And then I did mention it earlier, but in the fall we'll be in Hamilton, Ottawa, and Montreal. Maybe in the summer, maybe in the fall. Again, TBD. You're just going to have to stay tuned. If you go to julienolke.ca, at the very bottom, you can sign up for updates. And that's where I'll send out newsletters to let you know what the dates are. But also, if you just follow me on Instagram or YouTube here, you'll get all of that info. Thank you. Ken says, hope everything goes amazingly well. Thank you.
Best of luck on the tour.
Are you sending Tina and Amy comp tickets?
Yeah,
Should I?
Well, sure. Where? was the question.
They'll have to come to Vancouver. Do you
Or
know
Montreal. They might come to Montreal. I think
did
they
a
live in
general
New York.
meeting. I did a general meeting at Amy Poehler's production company
Oh,
when I
how
was
was
in
it?
LA. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. They're very, they
What
make
are they called
comedy.
again? I know it.
I can't remember. Sorry,
I
that's
re-
the coffee maker.
It really sounds like a gas stove is going to.
I don't remember what her production company is called, but
Samuel Beckett Productions.
but it was a really great meeting. They're like, I don't know. I'm just like such a small fish in that like massive pond, and
It's how quickly that can change, overnight.
Overnight it can change. Yeah, this industry is so funny. Don't you find it's all like people just have to know you?
They just have to know you, and it's a lot of nepotism. But
that's the whole thing.
If you don't have nepotism, then you have to make it seem like you do or something. I don't know. You have to basically be like,
Yes.
I'm the best.
People know
me and love me. You need to be a bit delusional.
Yes.
And you need to be like somehow blindly confident that you're going to be successful.
I know. This is what I've been telling my husband. You guys all know Sam, who's like behind the camera in all my videos, is an incredible director.
Oh, yeah.
Like literally is my favorite director I've ever worked with.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like trying to get a directing agent right now and trying to get more into like doing traditional kind of like broadcast directing. And I was like, dude, like you have to act like your shit smells like roses. Like you are so much better than so many directors out there.
Well, it's
but
not
if you
about
don't
talent.
have this air,
it's not about
like,
talent ever. It's all about, in my opinion, it's about longevity. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing it?
Yeah.
How long can you stand doing it for? Because people need lots of time to get to know that you exist for some reason, even if you've been around forever.
Yeah.
And also just being a good business person. If you're good at it's show business, as they say.
You're so right. Yeah. That's half the battle. And that happens to be where a lot of artists are really bad at.
There was a question up there that was kind of good.
Yeah. This one here?
Up one more? Go up more.
Oh, this one here?
Yeah.
How has prepping the show been different than filming content for the channel? You use cuts so well to convey different characters. Very interested in how you'll do that on stage. Excellent question. Wow. It's been drastically different because there are no cuts. So the way we've had to build sketches, because I play all the parts, is very much like monologues or like big time storytelling, like big time world building. I kind of talked earlier about like the traditional sketch formula that you see a lot on YouTube or TikTok right now. And we've had to totally undo all of that learning.
And I feel like making the moments that would be a cut into a transition, or not even a transition from sketch to sketch, but a moment in the sketch that turn, like instead of cutting, you are adding a little, like you're adding a sound cue or an interest, something of interest. You're adding like a little moment or a
just to
shift.
Like keep their
like a slight
the levity and the energy. Yeah, absolutely.
The show moves fast.
Yeah, but we also to like be more literal about your question, like it took 3 months to write the show, and then like we did like 3 months of rehearsals. Whereas like with sketches,
we also had, it took 3 months to write, but we also had meetings to there was a lot of we had the luxury of like really taking apart every sketch and every character and finding the best situations and scenarios for each character.
Yes, agreed. Yeah. Oh yeah, we languished in that. But it did, but like my usual sketches are like, I take a couple hours to write, take a couple hours to film, a couple hours to edit, in terms of the commitment to these 13 sketches is quite a commitment. Larry Latouf, hi, how are you? Nice to see you're here. Says, looking forward to finally seeing the show. Hamilton would be perfect. All right, I'll make sure you know. We've got Daniel, what happened to Sam? God rest his soul. No, he's here. I mean, he's not like with us here. He's at home. He's got a cold. He's got one of the man colds. So
classic.
He's going to be out for days,
weeks
with
even.
that. Weeks even.
Yeah.
I make it's so bad because I think he's actually really sick.
He's actually sick, but this is just the thing.
But he's always just like, he always just milks it so hard.
Oh yeah.
And it's really hard for me to be sympathetic because I'm like, this is a performance now. This is a full on.
Well, as we know, women's pain thresholds are slightly hard.
Joshua says, nice to meet you, Gwyn. You two are comedy goals. Don't break a leg. Keep breaking the mold. That's really
Nice to meet you as
cute.
well, Joshua.
Thank you. Well, you guys, this has been such an absolute joy. Thank you for spending this last
Thank you,
hour
everyone.
with us. Again, you can get all the updates from julienolke.ca. You can follow Gwyn at
Gwyn.Phillips on Instagram.
Keep up for updates. She also makes a lot of her own content, so
Yeah.
you have to tune in for that. And then, do you guys have any sketch shows coming out?
We're planning one for the next a few months, but we haven't really locked in a date yet.
Cool. Okay, so you'll have to follow her for any sort of updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, and other than that, you guys, I'll see you on tour. I'll see you at the show, either in Winnipeg, Calgary, or Vancouver.
And is there anywhere you can catch you talking about the show?
On eTalk?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just did an interview for eTalk in Canada today. Done tons. There's
lots coming up. You're gonna see her face all splashed all over the
CTV.
place.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You guys are gonna be so done with me. Also, big YouTube anniversary coming up. YouTube is 20 years old this year, so I'm doing a bunch of stuff for them for that. Yeah, it's really cool. It's gonna be a fun couple months. So I'll see you live. We'll get a picture. We'll hang out.
And if I'm there, I'll see you as well.
She'll see you. Oh, come to Sudbury. We'll see.
We'll see.
Sorry, I love Sudbury. It's far.
If we're shooting a Christmas movie, maybe.
I'll come up for that. Thank you guys so much for joining. We're going to log off now. I love you all.
Everyone.
I'll see you soon. Bye bye.